question 6 in this exercise 19. The problem with this one is, well, what is the problem with this one is, what is the issue with thinking about the checklist that we've got written down? Units are different, yeah. If we look at this, find the density, it says if the mass is 2.462 kilograms, the volume is 173 cubic centimeters. However, the answer needs to be in kilograms per cubic meter. So there's an inconsistency in the units. We need to convert cubic centimeters to cubic meters. So that's our problem. So if we'd have followed our checklist, density is mass over volume, that's the correct formula and it's in the right form. So now we have to think about the units, and so the mass is correct, that's 2.462 kilograms, but the volume is going to be 173 divided by how many cubic centimeters are there in a cubic meter? A million, 100 times 100 times 100, divided by 10 to the 6. And if you don't really need a calculator for that, you just shift the point back 6 places, 0.300173. So for this particular question, now that I've put the values in, the density is going to be 2.462 divided by 0.30173. Okay? So that was the trap in that one. If you look at question number 8, the issue around this one I want to discuss with you is the calculator, use of the calculator to do this in one hit. Okay? Now, if you look at your calculator, you've got this button, x to the minus 1, or some calculators 1 over x. That finds the inverse. If I have a number like a third, well, let's think about this first of all. A number 3, what's the inverse of the number 3? We have to think to ourselves, actually, although we never write it, 3 whole ones means 3 whole ones. It is a fraction, it's just that the denominator is 1 whole ones. So if I invert it, that means I'm going to turn it upside down. Find the inverse, find the reciprocal, means invert it. So the inverse of that is 1 over 3. So the inverse of 1 over 3 is 3. The inverse of 3 is 1 over 3. And this button finds the inverse, 1 over. When we come to laws of indices, we'll learn that 1 over something can be written as x to the power minus 1. And those of you who've done maths with me will know that, hopefully. Okay? So actually, another way of writing the inverse is x to the minus 1. And that's that button. So if I type in a number like 3, if you do that on the calculator, and then hit the inverse button, you should get 1 over 3. Okay? So I can use that here. To do this question, to find 1 over RT, that equals 1 over R1, which in this case is 1 over 5.5, plus 1 over R2, which is 1 over 7.42, plus 1 over 12.6. What I would do in the calculator is 5.5, and then I'd hit the button x to the minus 1. Plus, and when you do that, you should see on the screen 5.5 to the minus 1, which means the inverse of 5.5. So carrying on, 7.42 to the minus 1 plus 12.6 to the minus 1 equals, so you hit the equals button. Now that is not the answer, okay, because the formula, is it working, Alan? Yeah, because if we look at the formula, this formula is set up not to find RT but 1 over RT. So at the end I have to now press inverse, So I press the x to the -1 button again, and then it will say answer, which is what you want, and then equals, and you'll get the right answer in one hit on the calculator. Okay? So use this button when you're trying to use particularly this formula, or you're trying to find the inverse of a number.